Okay, looks like we've actually got a good group going and we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover today. So let's jump in and people can join as we um, get into the basic stuff. So I'll share the presentation with you guys. Go. Alrighty, welcome everybody to the Product and Protocol Community Update. Today is June 6th. We're going to recap some events that some Regen Network peeps have been to. So ReFi Summit recap and a CoFi recap. Then we're going to get into some governance stuff. And then we have some partners coming on to discuss their projects. So we've got James from ecoToken, and then we've got some updates to Commonwealth. I think either Rhys or Mark are going to be talking on that. The schedule moving forward, this is the first time that it's actually kind of important to pay attention to this one. So June is a 5-week month, so there's going to be no events in the last week of June, and then we're restarting with the regular calendar July 6th with Regenerati News Hour, and then it'll be normal after that. So take note, but yeah, we'll get it updated in all the calendars and things as well. Upcoming events. Gregory is going to be speaking at IDB Lab Forum in Bogota, Colombia this month. Gregory, did you want to say any words about that while you're here, or no worries either way?
Sure. Yeah, so I'll be down in Bogota, Colombia next week, giving a presentation on well, not a presentation. I'll be on a panel with Mariana from Terrazos, which is a partner of ours. And Terrazos has really been pioneering habitat bank and biodiversity credit work for a decade. And we're really excited to be partnering with them to help support them. And IDB is short for Inter-American Development Bank, and they've been running sort of a digital innovation lab that this larger event is a part of. So yeah, I'm excited to get to go and kind of talk with the larger community that the Inter-American Development Bank has been fostering around innovation, and get to spend a little bit of time with our partner Terrazos.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So yeah, if you happen to be in Colombia, try to check that out, try to get in. All right, yeah, let's jump in. ReFi Summit. I think this was originally going to be Bax. Is Bax on today?
I could take it if
awesome, thank you.
Bax isn't on. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, great. Well, so you can see some photos here, just kind of a quick, we also chatted about this in the Regenerati News Hour. So for folks who are interested in hearing some of the other perspectives and points of view, you could check out the recording to that. Yeah, this was the second annual ReFi Summit. It was really pretty cool to see how far the community has come. I mean, a lot of we've launched a bunch of features and projects, and so have other people. So it was really exciting. It was also pretty cool to do a demo. So we gave the community a demo of some of the work that Cambium has done with their data pinning service using the data module, and some like walking people through kind of the future of credit origination from a technical perspective of what's available on Regen Ledger, and some of the use cases that we've been developing with the pilot actually that happened in Wilbur. So yeah, really, really lovely. I walked away, I'll just say at a high level, I walked away just with a lot of optimism and excitement about where Regen is at, and just the enthusiasm, kind of the grassroots enthusiasm for what we're building together as a community. So yeah, with that, I'll pass it back to you, Sarah.
Awesome, thank you very much. Oh, too far. There we go.
Yeah.
Austin. Oh, sorry, Will.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this. So Regen Foundation got to participate in collaborative finance in Austria, which was hosted at the Commons Hub in association with the Crypto Commons Association. I also had done a recap on the Regenerati NewsHour last week, so I'll just share the blog post and won't go into depth here, but just to say there were 60 people there, kind of half from crypto, half from mutual credit, mesh credit, local currency, credit clearing, alternative economic circles. So really interesting group of folks. These are just some photos of what things were like through the week. We had some Regen tokenomics work. There's all these great hiking trails everywhere. The glacial fed river that went right by the place, sessions on the beach. And they're actually hosting, there's a crypto commons gathering happening again in August, if anyone from the broader community wants to go. So
looks beautiful. What is that? Is that photo in the middle a photo of the place?
That's actually the view across that's like standing at the place across the street. So it you can see the snow-capped peaks in the distance there that were melting down into the river that there's a couple other shots of here. Yeah.
Will, do you know where the next Crypto Commons meetup is going to be in August?
The same place, at this Commons hub, which is an hour and a half outside of Vienna.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing that. That looks beautiful. Alrighty. Governance update. Dan actually is going to talk about this one. Dan, you ready?
I suppose. Yeah, so this is an old proposal. So
Yeah.
not really much to talk about it.
But it's going to go back up, right?
There'll be another one. Yeah, there'll be another one coming up. I'm just not sure when. I assume maybe within a week or so.
And what happened?
Yeah, so if anybody was paying attention, this went up and then it failed. So it wasn't actually rejected. There was a 77% turnout, which is fantastic. A lot of people voted on it. It passed with flying colors, like 97%. Yes, so everybody was wanting to do this, which this is a fairly logical yes. These IBC relayers are important to the marketplace. This one specifically is tied to another proposal and a discussion that's actually on the forum, which pertains to putting Evmos on the allow list for the marketplace. So in order for Stakesito is heading this. So in order for Nemus to actually do that, he needs the IBC denom, which we need the relayer to run it. So what happened with this proposal is that it failed, not rejected. There's a difference there. Failing means that the state transition, so a technical thing actually happened there because the new IBC relayer was expired by the time the proposal passed. So on this next proposal, I'm working closely with the relayer that's actually putting up the proposal to ensure that the channel will be updated during the entire time of the proposal and thereafter. So I'm actually suggesting to all of the relayers that relay for Regen and other chains to implement some kind of a script that ensures the channels are updated every 4 hours or so. So we kind of circumnavigate these clients expiring. As anybody who's been watching the governance has noticed, there's already been 2 of these. And I just found out this morning that there'll probably be a 3rd one for a client that's expired and needs to be updated. So this is kind of a joint effort of the relayers to ensure that this doesn't happen anymore.
Awesome. Thank you for that explanation. Do we have any more questions about this on this one? No.
No, it's pretty technical stuff, so I don't I don't expect questions for sure.
No worries. All right. Cool. Well, then we can jump right into ecoToken. We've got James on. Thank you so much, James, for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me. Sorry, good to see everybody here. So what we've built with the ecoToken platform is kind of a way to retire regen credits on different blockchains. So current functionality is on Solana, but we're adding Optimism's ready to go, and then open to suggestions from the community on where to go next. But basically what we'll have on our page is the projects available on Regen. Any project that wants to list can with us. You can just reach out or to Regen. Yeah, we have the credits will be available there. And what it does is it triggers the retirement of the credits on Regen and then issues an NFT on whatever blockchain the users are retiring from. So in the bottom right corner, you can see an example of a credit that was retired on Regen, and then it has the retired by the date, the batch denom, and then it also has the transaction hash from the Regen Ledger embedded into the metadata of the NFT. So it proves that anyone can just copy and paste it, go onto the block explorer for Regen and see the retirement right there. So there's no ability to fake it or anything like that. And yeah, we're also working on developing a water credit framework now that on Regen Ledger that will be updated there, or hopefully live fairly soon, and issuing water credits this year at some point. And yeah, that's kind of what we're up to. Don't know if you wanted to, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, let's open it up for some questions. I'm sure that there are going to be some. I mean, I want to know about the artwork personally. Who's doing that?
Oh, well, that's me doing it with AI to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah, so it's the idea was to have one kind of a unique art for each project, and then we're going to update it every year so that each year's batch kind of comes with a different piece. So that way the NFTs kind of have a little bit of collectibles within a year by year basis. You know when it was issued. So it'll update every year.
Awesome.
You may have said this and I missed it right in the beginning, but where are these NFTs hosted?
So they'll be on Solana. Oh,
Solana.
where they hosted?
So
You
I mean,
like-
basically where are they minted?
Oh, they're minted on whatever chain the user's retiring them from. So if they retire the credits from Solana, they can retire them using Sol or USDC, and then they would receive the NFT on that chain. So it'll be the same for Optimism. Optimism uses the ERC 721 framework. And then that'll be fairly standard across probably Arbitrum and other chains, other EVM chains.
Cool.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I think that was just an accidental.
Oh, okay.
It's really exciting, James. So yeah, what's your roadmap for adding other blockchains, and which ones are you most excited about?
Well, we've got the functionality for Optimism now. It's just about taking it to mainnet. It's actually ready on mainnet. We just haven't fully finished testing. Then from there, we can probably start adding chains every month, one a month kind of thing. And a feature I really want to add as well, that actually came up in a conversation yesterday, was to allow an NFT creation without retiring the credits, so that they can be transferred unretired and then redeemed for a retirement certificate. And that would kind of act as like an intern bridge, so that credits can be transferred around unretired, and then the retirement can be triggered at any point, but only with that amount purchased for retirement. And I was talking to the dev team. They think they can have that functionality, and maybe it'll take a month to build or so, but it's doable. So that, I think that would be the next step, along with getting a few more chains live. Right now, we're just in the process of talking to different chains and seeing where we should go next.
Awesome. Really exciting.
Thanks.
Yeah, super exciting.
I don't want to jump in
Anybody
with
else have
another
questions? Do you? My last question for you, James, is how can the community support you guys?
Yeah, well, any kind of, always looking for feedback, and we'd love to hear from where the community, the Regen community, would like us to go as well, and any features that would be appealing. So we're very open to that. We just feel free, anyone, to hop in the Discord and give your feedback, or Twitter, whatever. We're pretty accessible, and yeah, any suggestions, any tips, very, very open, and trying to be as transparent as possible. So we want to go where people feel like they would be most useful.
Awesome.
Before we move on, what made you decide to use Regen Ledger as your basis? Was that covered, or maybe I just...
Yeah, I mean, I got into ReFi, I guess, about, well, I guess almost 2 years ago now, but Regen was just kind of the place that jumped out first on, kind of has the same values as we do, of just like decentralized solutions and community first, and yeah, definitely taking a different approach to environmental credits than I've seen in other places, and really empowering communities, which is super cool. I think that if we want to have the biggest difference, or may have the biggest impact, you need to allow smaller groups to participate in creating environmental credits. And I think that that's also, I did my thesis on environmental credit generation in Canada for my degree, and that kind of, the huge issue was there's $1 million barriers to entry to produce environmental credits. That just seems ridiculous. So breaking down that barrier to entry and allowing smaller scale projects to produce environmental credits will actually allow them to scale. So just because a project is small doesn't mean that it can't be done 1,000 times, which can then have that major impact. And I think that's something that's really missing in the environmental credit space.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. And then how long have you guys been working on this project?
Well, this specific one, not as long. We're still in the process of building the overall plan of what we're trying to achieve, is to tokenize full projects and get them the pre-funding that they need. And that would act as a sort of pre-purchasing of credits, so that those projects can actually get off the ground in the first place. So that's the second piece of the marketplace that we're still working on. But yeah, so this specific piece has been in the works, I guess, for about 6 months. But yeah, the overall kind of ecosystem that we're working on has been a couple of years now.
Wow. So then talking about funding like projects, is it like the idea of like a group of people come together like they did with, you know, real estate or the higher painting that happened a few years ago? Is that like, you know, the concept, or is it more, I don't know. Sorry, can you expand on that? Because it sounds interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the first phase would probably be whole groups purchasing bigger portions, and then the main goal is to crowdsource fund these projects so that any amount can be purchased of a project, and then just slowly accrue the credits or the benefits as that progresses. it's been really tricky navigating the legal components with all the blockchain changes and stuff. So we've been trying to be really careful about that. So we didn't, because I think a token would have to be involved in that to be able to make everything, I guess, interoperable with each other, because there's so many different types of projects. We were planning a token, but we put that on the back burner just until we can figure all that out. So that's why the first step would be larger chunk projects. And then to make the crowdfunding model work, it kind of needs to be a token. So we're still, that's the end goal, but we're still a ways out from that, I think.
Very cool. Sounds like some very exciting stuff you guys are working on.
Thanks.
Any other questions before we move on? Anybody else got anything else you want to add? Awesome. Well then, let's move forward. Commonwealth updates. Is it going to be Rhys or Mark?
It'll be me, Rhys,
Awesome.
providing updates. Rhys from Commonwealth here. Happy to be here. So if you are unfamiliar with Commonwealth, we're the governance platform for Regen. We've been had a Commonwealth space for a really long time, which has been awesome. So wanted to hop in, see how things are going, and provide an update on the direction that we are going, update on the company, and some new things that we've built to improve the Regen governance process. So yeah, I guess update over the last little while that Regen has had a Commonwealth space is that we've transitioned from a seed company, small scrappy seed company, and raised our Series A, and then from there we were able to really build out our team and more structure, I guess. So we hired a head of engineering, head of design, and really built out our product team, as well as did a full reactive front end migration for our front end. So really able to just drastically improve, really make fast improvements to the Commonwealth platform to improve just the governance process for Regen. So really excited about that. Love the flames in the chat. Thank you. Lots of improvements going on the company side, and what that's done is our main focuses have been just increasing site speed and navigation across Commonwealth, make it easier to get to certain discussions and participate in governance, as well as improving the forum, which is pretty much the heart of the conversation that happens. I know it was alluded to earlier in the call. So improving the forum, what that means is making it easier to participate and making it easier to navigate to the discussions that you like, or the ongoing discussions that are happening. With that, so the reactive front end migration happened in the end of Q1, and since then we've made a bunch of improvements that kind of unlocked us to make really implement a bunch of improvements really quickly. And some of those things that I highlighted on the slide here. So social logins, this was fully informed by user feedback. So it was it was perceived a barrier to participate was our previous login flow being needed to connect a wallet in order to participate in the discussions. So we now allow users to log in with Discord, GitHub, Twitter, whatever, make it easier to just log in and participate, especially on mobile. May not have your wallet handy when you're on the go with mobile. So made it easier there. We've been building out our notification system. We know it's really tough to always stay in the loop with what's going on. So built out email notifications, and in-app notifications have gotten a lot better. We have a personal dashboard that is your own personal feed of all of the ongoing discussions that is happening in Regen. And yesterday, we improved discussion filtration, which I mentioned is one of our key focuses. So you're able to filter the forum a lot better to just more efficiently get to the discussions that you may be interested in. So with that broad overview, wanted to open it up just for general feedback on your experience with Commonwealth, and would love insight into how we can improve Regen's governance process with Commonwealth.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all of this info. Would you mind, do you have on hand the roadmap that you guys have, the summer like things that are going to be coming out?
Right.
I think that that's really fun. If people are talking about future updates, there's some good ones on there already coming.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I'll put it in the chat here. So yeah, you can even provide feedback directly. I just put the roadmap in the chat. You can provide feedback directly in that page, commenting on individual items there, or just feel free to reach out. But yeah, would love to hear any thoughts and insight into how the experience has gone so far. I did throw a lot out there all at once.
Just a quick comment, the migration to React is a huge improvement and fixed a few bugs that we were encountering with our forum. Particularly, we originally migrated from Discourse, and there was some weird issues with topics and things like that. But the migration to React and the changes that you guys have been making have kind of smoothed out any sort of issues that I was encountering personally. So
awesome.
Much appreciated. Great job.
Love to hear it. Thank you for that.
I'll second that.
Yeah, and I just want to say congrats on the Series A. That's fantastic. Happy to see you guys growing.
Yeah, appreciate it. Since Series A, it's been awesome to just the improvements overall that have been made to the platform and the company. So yeah, it was a great achievement. So thank you. Yeah, if there's nothing comes to mind right now, I will, yeah, again, feel free to comment in the public roadmap there. I just dropped my Telegram if you want to reach out over there if you have any thoughts after the call.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time to update on everything. Very exciting.
I have a couple of thoughts that just occurred to me just to share quickly. Some of the things that I've been thinking while we have you that would be really amazing and other communities might like as well is just like the integration of polls and other simple tools that go beyond just discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just like, in one platform that I think you could look at for inspiration that has like a nice user experience, but isn't really crypto focused, like you all are focused on self-governing networks and DAOs and things, which is amazing, would be Lumio. I don't know if you're acquainted with Lumio, but they have really nice, it is all open source as well, but they have really nice tools that kind of go beyond conversation, and you can do, like straw polls and things like that just kind of like build the process, maybe multiple choice or, just different things so that in the process of assembling a proposal that's then going to go on chain, I think there's a sort of a nice suite of tools that would be really lovely to be able to leverage in more sophisticated governance conversations.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. I'll definitely check out Lumio. I haven't heard of it before, so that's good to learn. But yeah, we have been putting a lot of thought into making more like crypto native polling. Our polling feature more crypto native. Oh, okay, Lumia, I spelled it wrong, so thank you for typing it out. Yeah, great feedback. I'll look at that. I think that part of the governance process is really important for temperature checks and such. So yeah, thanks.
Alrighty. Well, that is the end, unless Corey, did you want to add anything about ReFi Summit while we've got some extra
Yeah,
time?
sure. Sorry, was this one of the first slides? And I hadn't joined the
It
call
was
yet.
earlier on. It's no big deal. No worries. No worries. Gregory also talked about his experience at ReFi Summit, so no pressure. Just
Yeah,
if
no,
you wanted to
ReFi
add
Summit
anything.
it was a great for us as a team to get to spend some time together there and to engage, with the extended ReFi community out in Seattle, and a lot of folks from our who we've worked with in the past and built relationships with were there. So it was great to spend time with the ecoToken team, with the folks from Cambium, that validator on our network, Will and Paul, a bunch of other partners who we were engaging with. And yeah, it looks like there's a photo here, both of the panels and of a demo that we did. We are working on trying to clean up some bits of that demo, which was more or less a reiteration of what we presented here as a demo for outcoming from that Wilbur retreat that our team had some folks at a few weeks prior. And yeah, there's still the desire for us to kind of clean that up and have that be something publishable. It's just dependent on us making a few like improvements to how we deal with authentication on our pinning services. But yeah, more info with that, and the ease with which we're trying to have people be able to experiment and play around with the credit origination side of our network. More to come on that soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions for Corey about ReFi Summit? Is there anything, anybody else would like to bring up? More generally, any topics anybody wants? We've got some extra time. If not, we'll end this call a little bit early and give everybody some time back to your day.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
This was great. Thanks,
Perfect.
Ari. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Everybody have a good one. And next week is Regen Ready News Hour, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.